Hey everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. This is the first video I'm sitting down to film in 2024. I did just post a video, but that was filmed last year. So this is the first time I'm actually getting to sit down and hang out with you guys this year. If it's your first time here, then hi, my name is Becca, and this is a continuation of my Best of Beauty series. It's actually the final installment. I already have posted Best of Makeup, Best of Skincare, and today I'm going to talk about hair care, body care, fragrance, and a couple of miscellaneous things. I'll have everything I talk about linked below as well as links to those past videos. So I'm going to start with hair care. I'm starting with wash products, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is this duo. So I've talked about this in my monthly favorites, I think earlier this year. It's the Fable and Mane Holy Roots hair oil that you use for your scalp, and basically you apply a dropper or so of the oil along your scalp before you get in the shower. You let it soak in, do its thing, and when I get in the shower, I use this wet brush. I don't even know what they call this, but it's like a spiky bristle brush to really work it into the scalp. This is a South Asian hair practice. It's not new by any means, but it's the first time I've been able to stick to a scalp care routine. And I think if you have sensitive scalp, itchy scalp, if you feel like you have a lot of product buildup, it's a good time to use this. And I have found overall that my scalp is less dry, it's less itchy, it's less irritated, and I also feel like I get a really, really deep cleanse when I use this. I don't think that's the primary point of it, but it's almost like oil cleansing like you do for skincare for your scalp. And then after this, I go in with my regular shampoo. Also, you don't need to use these together, but I also use this with other shampoos and scalp scrubs. It's just like a couple bucks, but it makes such a difference in how clean my hair gets, especially because I have very, very thick hair with drier ends. They're chemically treated, but I do have an oily scalp, and sometimes it can be hard to just really get in there. And this always gives me a super good cleanse and a really good lather as well. For more scalp care with wash products, this is not a new product to me, but I rediscovered how much I love it. It's the Amika Reset Exfoliating Jelly Shampoo, and this is what I go for when I need a real clarifying cleanse. I like this because the applicator is, oh, sorry, that's kind of gross. I like this because the applicator is almost like the applicator for like hair dye or something like that. It lets you kind of apply along your hairline. And let me just get out a bit of the texture. It has scrubby bits in there, but it's housed in a jelly serum. So I find that it's not too dense of a scrub where it's difficult to work through your hair. And it also is just scrubby enough that I feel like I'm getting a really nice cleanse. It has the signature Amika scent, and for me it strikes the right balance of being cleansing and scrubby, but also not too abrasive, and just jelly enough that I can actually work it through my hair without too much effort. But using it with something like this definitely helps also. If you do have really, really oily hair, I think you'll like this. I've talked about this on my channel before. It's the Shaw's and Keeks Unearth Yourself Balancing Clay Hair Cleanser. This is really unique because it starts out as this rich paste. This one's empty, so I don't have one to show you, but it's a paste, and it has these seeds in there that work to exfoliate, and the paste also includes clay. So it's almost like a clay cleanser for your hair. So I find that it's really, really good at breaking down oil, and it is on the thick side. So it's something that you want to spend some time working into your hair. But especially during the summer when my scalp is really oily, I'm sweating more, I found that a cleanser like this would give my hair a really deep clean. It's not something I turn to as much for its exfoliating effects, even though those scrubby bits in there are there. It's not a super abrasive exfoliant. I really just like the cleansing quality of this. And my favorite hair mask of the year, which I use as conditioner just because I only wash my hair like twice a week, is the Crown Affair Renewal Mask. And I absolutely fell in love with this. The smell is incredible. It has this really fresh aquatic floral smell, but it's a very refined, kind of expensive smell as well. I think they actually do this in a fragrance, and I really want that. But the mask itself was super hydrating, and it was interesting because it wasn't too stiff. Like, it wasn't stiff, like buttery stiff. It had like a nice looseness to it, but it was really moisturizing and super detangling. I think this would work for a lot of hair types from straight to very curly. That's it for the wash products. For leave-on products, I returned to a very old favorite. This is the Unite 7 Seconds Leave-In Detangler. I think I've been using this for over 10 years. This is the best detangling leave-in conditioner I think I've ever used. It gives me such ease when I'm combing through my hair. I find that it's a good heat protectant. It adds moisture, but it's not heavy. It doesn't weigh the hair down. Truly nothing detangles like this, and that's why I returned to this one. I don't even get really tangly hair because my hair is on the straight side, but when I use this, it's like I can just glide my fingers through my hair long after I've washed it, and I feel like I'm getting those detangling effects even after it's dry, which I really love. I had a new hair oil favorite this year. It was the K18 Molecular Repair Hair Oil. I like this because it's a very lightweight oil. I feel like I only need a couple of drops in order to get a bit of shine, a bit of hydration to tame any intense flyaways. I actually used it today after blow drying. And I also like that it is a clear-ish oil. There's a slight, very ever so slight yellowy tinge to it, but it's not as golden as some other hair oils on the market. And I just kind of like the transparency of this. And I also find that it doesn't weigh my hair down, which is really important to me because I have a lot of hair. It's quite long and it's very thick. So because of how long it is, it's very easy for my hair to get weighed down with a lot of product. This doesn't weigh my hair down. And even if I apply it after styling, I don't feel like it flattens my blow dry. No surprise, I loved the Living Proof Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. I think this has been my favorite dry shampoo. Well, the Living Proof dry shampoos have been my favorite for also over 10 years. This is their Advanced Clean one that came out a few years ago. I think it's even better than their original. And for me, nothing else really compares in terms of both looking and feeling clean after I use it. And that's coming from someone with an oily scalp. Just doing a quick reapplication of lip gloss. This is the Lisa Eldridge Go Lightly lip gloss. Obviously not part of this video, but it is the best pink gloss. Another favorite of the year for me was the Tiggy Bedhead Wax Stick. I reviewed this and I included it in my favorites, I think, over the summer, but a few things about this. So it's a wax stick that you kind of push up and it's solid. It looks like a deodorant and you apply it to tame your flyaways. And this stuff really is like a glue stick. It will absolutely, completely, if you want a slicked back bun sort of look, it will completely slick things back and it's very sticky. Your hair will not budge once you apply this. The one drawback is that this is very much a product you have to wash out at the end of the day if you use it because it doesn't go away. It stays sticky and it stays waxy and pomadey. So for me, this is what I use on like my final day before I wash my hair or the day I'm going to wash my hair. When I want a slicked back bun, my hair is already kind of greasy and dirty and I want to lay down those edges. I want to slick back any flyaways. That's when I use this and then I wash it out at the end of the day, but nothing holds back flyaways like this. And then a couple of hair accessories. Experiment Beauty, the skincare company, actually just came out with these really cute acrylic clips. You've probably seen me wear them, and I do wear my clips all the time just because I hate having my hair in my face. And they're acrylic, they are no crease clips, they're super cute. Just wanted to mention that really quickly. I have a bunch of clips that I cycle through, but I just thought these were so cute because of the wavy design, so that makes them kind of unique. And then not too long ago, Mila, who makes one of my favorite skincare oils, came out with these beautiful, I think they're made out of a plant-based acrylic or plant-based acetate. They're combs, and they come in all of these beautiful colorways. They were kind enough to send all of them to me. I think they're such gorgeous works of art. So I just wanted to mention that because I really love the brand. They're an indie brand. They put a lot of thought into their releases. They don't have a lot of products. They really just have their oil and these hair combs, but I love them so much, so I'll link those below as well. My next favorite tool is what I used to get my blowout today, and it's become my favorite blow dry tool. So this is the T3 Airbrush, their one-step one. They also have one that is just round. This one has an oval shape, and I love this for a very, very easy, voluminous blowout look. So this has 3 blow dry settings as well as a cool shot, and then there are 2 different heat settings. So you get some variety. And I also love that this oval shape with the 2 different kinds of bristles really holds on to your hair. It doesn't take a lot of effort to get it to grip onto your hair as you're styling. The actual panel, like under the bristles, is a ceramic panel. So you get a smoothing effect while you're blow drying, as well as a lot of volume, like the most volume I've ever had from a tool like this. And I've tried quite a few different blow dry brushes over time. This has actually replaced my Amika one, which I also do love, but that one had one major flaw, which was that there was a gap between the plate here and the plastic top, and my hair would get stuck and it would rip my hair out sometimes. This one is completely smooth. It doesn't do that, and I find that the ceramic plate that surrounds it actually leads to a smoother blowout overall. So what I do is I let my hair air dry almost like 50-70%, and then I just like kind of finish it with this to get that blow dry look, just to minimize the amount of heat I'm applying to my hair. But I don't find that this dries out my ends or gives me frizzy ends or anything like that. I have been using it consistently for a few months, and I feel like I'm getting a really smooth but voluminous, bouncy blowout. And the T3 curling iron, their 1.25 barrel size, is still my favorite one as well. So that's it for hair. Let's get into some body care, starting with body wash products. My favorite exfoliant is still the Soft Services Buffing Bar. They thankfully just sent over a restock of this for me because I cannot live without this. I have repurchased it myself before. It's a soap bar with exfoliation built into it, but the exfoliating bits are fine. They're not too abrasive, they're not too scrubby, and I have found that using a soap bar with exfoliant rather than a liquid scrub exfoliant just works a lot better for me. I get a lot better control. I'm not like losing globs of like scrub gel between my fingers as I'm trying to apply it to my body. I don't need another tool to do it. I just buff directly onto my skin with the buffing bar, and each one comes with 2, and they last a really good amount of time as well. My non-exfoliating body wash pick is the Naturium Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Wash. I like this just as much as, if not more, than the Bioderma shower oil. I love that one too, but this one just has a bit more richness, a bit more bounce to it, and I love the scent of this. It's a very like clean botanical scent. It doesn't have added fragrance, but I think it includes rosehip oil, apple fruit extract, just a couple of botanical extracts that lend it a very natural scent. And if you haven't tried this before, it's nice because it hydrates while you cleanse your body. And I don't feel like I'm left with like stripped skin, or I don't feel itchy. I don't feel really tight after the shower. I always moisturize, but if you're someone that doesn't like to moisturize or you don't like body lotion, this might be a nice option because it lathers, but the oil moisturizes your skin at the same time. And I can also use this for shaving as well, which is nice. The bottle is also huge. It's 16.9 fluid ounces, 500 milliliters. So you get a very generous size. I do have a Naturium discount code. I'll link that below. So let's get on to moisturizers, body treatments. The most used body exfoliation product for me this year is more Soft Services, no surprise. Their smoothing solution, calming gel exfoliant. This has I want to say it has glycolic, lactic, it's a blend of acids, and it's the best for any textured bumps on the skin. If you have keratosis pilaris, if you have any breakouts, I really like this on my legs, especially in the summer. If you have any like ingrown hairs and things like that, I feel like this is really, really nice for smoothing out that hair, exfoliating your body skin just as you would your face. And it's a rich gel that's actually also hydrating. So I don't necessarily need to also go in with another moisturizer after this, though I generally do like to. You don't have to. And then another Soft Services favorite is their clearing mist. And this is more for body breakouts if you have breakouts with whiteheads. So this is a 1% salicylic acid acne treatment, and it comes with this mister. It's a very, very fine mist. And the thing I love about this is that it's not a super high percentage of salicylic acid. The highest level you're allowed to have over the counter is 2%. So this is half of that. So you can use it regularly without drying your skin out. And it's great if you have acne or if you wear your hair down and you get hair product, you get sweat down your back, especially in the summer. The mist format makes it really easy to apply to your back. So that's nice. I also really like it for the face. If I have oiliness or breakouts, it's not marketed that way, but it's really good for that as well. And the mister makes it so easy to apply. For sensitive skin, for me, that's my neck and décolleté, but I also apply this all over. I have the Avène Xeracalm AD Lipid Replenishing Cream. I've also used the Lipid Replenishing Balm. They're in the same Xeracalm line. Between these two and then Avène Cyclofate, my sensitive skin is pretty much handled. I oftentimes get dermatitis or eczema on my neck and décolleté. That's just where my sensitive skin reacts the most. And when I use this every single night and just slather it on, I don't get those reactions nearly as frequently. Sometimes it does happen just because that's my skin, but I have found that since using this regularly, my reactions are way more under control. My skin is just calmer, it's happier, it doesn't feel as flushed or like when you have heat come up due to sensitivity. None of that happens when I'm using this, and I really can't be without it. It's kind of one of those things that I really depend on. Oh, I forgot to mention my Billie razor. Billie gifted me the razor first, but I've since repurchased the refills over and over again, and I've used them consistently throughout the year. I'm not going to show you mine because that's kind of gross. It's also hanging in my shower. They have this little magnetic thing, I'll include a picture, that you install in your shower and then you clip your razor onto it. I've tried a few different iterations of this and they always fall off my shower, but the Billie one has not fallen off my shower wall. And I've had it, I think, for a year or more. I also like that the refills are available easily. I think you can get them on Target, you can get them online. I always get them in packs of 4. That wall clippy thing saves my shower and saves like my shower bench from getting gunky and from getting like little bits of hair on it. You know what I mean? It's just a nice, elegant system. It's easy to use and it's affordable. For a scented body lotion, I've really liked Fleur's Missing Person as a body lotion. They came out with these, I think, earlier this year. They came out with body lotion and body wash. Those are nice too. But the body lotion I just keep by my bed and I apply it to my hands and my legs right before I go to bed. I like that Missing Person is a soft, clean smell. I think it works really nicely for right before bed. I like to shower at night, so I like to feel clean and smell clean as I'm going to bed. It's not the most moisturizing lotion, but it's enough that I feel like I'm getting moisture, and it's just a nice little like experience to have next to my bed on my nightstand. A brand I discovered this year and loved is Home Court, which is Courtney Cox's brand. And you guys know I'm very critical of celebrity beauty lines. I don't think we need any more, but I do think Courtney Cox is doing something with Home Court that feels very elevated, that doesn't center her so much, and it's kind of a more low-key brand. And I like that they have gotten into like home scents. So they have cleaners, they have soaps, they have diffusers, they have candles, which I'll talk about in a minute. One of the items that they have is their hand cream. And just look how big this bottle is. This is 12 ounces. It's a really generous size. The packaging is very chic. It's this beautiful deep green, but they have a few different scents, and they have lines in all of these scents. So the one that I have is CC, and it's a very like luxurious woodsy scent. It almost has this like clean musk quality to it, and I just love having a big thing of hand cream with a pump. Usually hand creams come in tubes, and they're nice for handbags, they're nice to keep at your desk. I have actually really enjoyed keeping this in my bathroom, so I can use it whenever I wash my hands. You can also keep it by your kitchen. And they also have hand washes and body washes and things like that. But I just had to mention that because I really like it, and it smells very, very high end. And then since we're getting into fragrance, I want to talk about home fragrance, and I have a couple of fun things. So first is the Dead Cool Room and Linen Spray. I think these launched earlier this year. I have it in Taunt, which is their vanilla scent, and I also have it in Milk, which is their like skin musk clean scent. They both are great home scents. I really like Taunt for rooms that I want to feel a little bit warmer, like the bedroom, or sometimes I'll even spray it in my closet, just kind of like roughly into the air. I also think Milk is really nice for crisp, clean linens because it has that slightly sharper white floral scent. So it's also great for linens. It's also great for towels, bathrooms, things like that. And I really like having these scents as home scents. I think they work both for personal fragrance as well as home fragrance. They don't linger too long, which is also kind of nice, but they're light. So I like to spray this on like right after I make my bed or with fresh towels. It's just that little touch that makes home fragrance an experience. Dead Cool also expanded their detergent offerings this year. So if you like any of their scents, they do, I think, Taunt and Milk as detergents, and they also partnered with Way on their Melrose Place scent. So if you're not familiar with the Melrose Place scent, it's this like green musky rose. It works really, really well for home linens. So sheets, towels, that sort of thing. I kind of save this for my nice laundry, and I find that you don't really need a lot to get a thorough cleanse, and it's a very, very generous size. It's 32 fluid ounces, up to 60 washes. For candles, I feel like I've done a lot of candle content, but my new favorite discovery this year was the home court candles. The one that I'm holding now is Mandarin Basil. I think it was a limited edition scent, but I love this candle so much. I never want it to go away. It is a very true basil, sharp green scent, but it has the lightness and the citrus quality from the mandarin. But this is a great like kitchen candle. So if you've cooked something that's maybe heavy or garlicky or oniony, this really cuts through that, and it makes your house smell very clean and fresh. It's also great for living spaces like the living room, bathrooms, things like that. And it is very, very strong. Their candles are strong. These are probably 8 to 12 ounce candles, but they fill the entire floor that I light them on. So if I light this downstairs, I'm going to smell it downstairs. If I light it upstairs in a room, I'm going to smell it throughout the upstairs. It's great. I just have been using their balsam fireplace candle for holiday, and that's been amazing as well. So I really want to get my hands on a couple other scents from them this year. Other honorable mentions, I love my new Savant candles. They came out with some really fun ones this year. Sapphic in the City was great. I also loved Girl in a Sweater, their fall apple candle, which was incredible. This like true, sharp, crisp apple scent. Basically anything they make, I love. And I also love Ingrid dearly, who's the founder, a friend of mine. They're just perfect. And I also recently did a huge roundup of my favorite candles at Sephora, as well as fragrances. So I don't want to repeat too much here. You can refer to that video. I'll link it below because it gets a lot more in detail than I want to get into now. But I do have some things I didn't get to mention there that are not at Sephora. In terms of personal fragrance, my most worn perfume this year, I think, is Byredo de los Santos. And I think this has become my signature scent. It's a woodsy musk, but it has this clary sage note that it almost reads to me like mint, and it really brightens up the whole perfume. I know when you hear woods musk, it oftentimes sounds heavy, it sounds really masculine, but this is a very clean, fresh, musky wood. And it also has this creamy element to it as well. It's almost like a vanilla. I don't know if vanilla is actually a note in here, but it almost dries down to that lactonic quality, at least on me. Whenever I wear it, I get a lot of compliments, and for me, it's neutral enough and not so heavy that I can wear it in my day-to-day life, and I can wear it during the day as well. A new favorite that I want to mention is Sniff Tarte Deco. If you like cherry scents, I think you'll like this. It opens with a juicy cherry, but it's not a gourmand by any means. It has also a woodsy, musky note that it settles to. And it's also very unisex. It's not like a juicy, fruity, sweet perfume. It's very, very balanced. It's not the longest lasting, but it's also a very, very affordable perfume. And for the price point and how complex the perfume is, I really don't mind at all. It's also very daytime appropriate, and it also mixes well with other perfumes, especially ones with vanilla bases, if you want like a cherry vanilla note. This perfume has become very special to me because this is the perfume I wore on my wedding day, and I was gifted this before, but I knew it felt special and it felt like it captured the joy and this kind of summer sun-kissed quality of our wedding day. We got married in Zion in July. So it was very, very hot. It was like 110 degrees that day. It was a heat wave, but I knew I wanted to wear this. So this is Veronique Gabai's Sexy Garrigue. And the notes of this are so interesting, and it's not anything like what you would expect. So the notes are mandarin, ciste labdanum, patchouli vetiver, honeycomb vanilla, and amber. And this is about as sweet as I like to go with a perfume, but it has such a complexity to it. It's sweet, but it's musky. The inspiration for this is a heat wave coming from a Mediterranean forest, and it does really evoke that. It has these like juicy notes, it has this sweetness, but there's also this alluring quality to it. It's grounded by these woods notes. And it constantly changes throughout the day, and it becomes softer as it wears, like the sharper notes kind of settle down. It's so, so beautiful. This is the only perfume I've tried from this brand. They sent this to me, but I'm very, very curious about their other ones because it's, again, one of those things that I have a hard time describing. It's also such a beautiful bottle. You've got the magnetic cap, and it's such a work of art, truly. And then I had two kind of perfume themes this year. I really loved fig perfumes. Last year, I felt really in love with the Diptyque Velocicos perfume. This year, I picked up Dias and Durga Debaser, which is like Velocicos, but much sharper and greener. Velocicos is a bit it's not exactly creamy, but it's a little bit softer, whereas this kind of is more of a punch of green, grounded by the creaminess of the fig later on. I also loved Father Figure, which is more of a woodsy fig. The fig is not quite as prominent in this perfume. It's also muskier, but you guys know I've mentioned this a bunch of times. So I had quite a few fig favorites, including some that I don't have time to mention today, but maybe I'll do a deep dive on those. Then I also fell in love with a bunch of vanilla perfumes. I loved Net Te Vanille. I loved Kayali Vanilla 28. I loved Boy Smells Vanilla Era. I'm just doing quick shout outs because I've talked about all of these in a recent video. But yeah, I think fig and vanilla as overall notes were notes that I really, really enjoyed. And not in a super sweet, gourmand, desserty way, but in this interesting, complex way that I think these perfumes do. And the last thing I want to mention is a beauty accessory. It's my Calpak mini toiletry case. I have the camel version. I actually have all three sizes. So I have the small, medium, and large. This is the small, and even the small carries so much. You can actually see I still have stuff in here. So what I do, well, first of all, you've got the plastic clear case, and then you've got the zipper that opens like this, and then you also have a handle. And I usually do like skincare on one side and then body care, my toothbrush, Q-tips, other things on the other side. And I have quite a few travel pieces in here from my last trip. Actually, this needs to be cleaned. Please don't judge me. But you can see I've got like a travel SOS spray. I have a travel cleanser, and you can see how much space is still in here. It holds a ton of stuff, but it also makes it very, very compact. And even though it's their small size, I actually find it held enough for me for a 2-week trip, and I could have gone even longer. So if I pack mini sizes or like travel size things rather than full size products, I can get away with a full routine and more in these. I don't use them for makeup just because I have other bags I like for that, but I wanted to mention this because it's so handy. It hasn't shown any signs of wear. There's gold hardware at the bottom. And because it is a clear plastic, you can just wipe it clean, which I should probably do with mine. But I wanted to mention this size specifically because I think it's such an economical size. It also helps me because I am a neurotic overpacker. I manage anxiety, like travel anxiety, by overpacking. And now that I know that everything I need fits into the CalPack organizer, I don't bring anything else outside of that other than this and my makeup bag. And even my makeup, travel makeup, has become much more minimal this year. So it's helping me curb my tendency to overpack. That concludes Best of Beauty 2023. Like I mentioned, I've already posted skincare and makeup. So I'm sure I've missed things. I always get anxiety about these, about missing things that I really, really loved. But if you followed along with me this year, I'm sure these are not a surprise to you. I would love to know what your favorites are in any category. If there's anything that you think I need to check out, if there's anything that really stood out to you, not only in an indulgence way, but in a really pragmatic way as well. I'm always curious to hear what you guys are using. And truly, I just want to say thank you for being here. I did get a little sappy in my first installment of this, but I have been obviously in a reflective mood with New Year's. And last year represented a lot of highs and also a lot of lows for me that, I didn't necessarily share on camera. But we finally got to have our wedding celebration. There were so much joy, so many reunions with people I love in my life, and also finally getting to celebrate our wedding, as well as some deep waves of depression that don't always translate on camera. But I'm really grateful for this space. I've mentioned this before, but YouTube is a space that I consistently enjoy showing up in and enjoy connecting with you guys at, compared to other platforms especially. So I just want to say thank you again. And if you are new here, I really hope you'll stick around and be a part of the community here. So with that said, I will see more of you this year in 2024. I hope your year is off to a great start, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!